At this time, Jacob said happily, "By the way, my wife, give me 20,000, and I have a dinner tomorrow." "A treat for dinner?" Elaine suddenly became nervous, and blurted out, "Dinner for 20,000? Jacob couldn't help but said with joy, "I joined our Orus Hill Calligraphy and Painting Association some time ago. Now there is a vacancy for a standing director in the association. I want to fight for it. So I want to invite the chairman and other executives. The directors have a meal together to bring the relationship closer." After that, Jacob said with a smug look, "If I can take the position of executive director, then I will be a celebrity in the Orus Hill Antique Circle in the future." Elaine hurriedly scolded, "Are you going crazy? A treat for dinner costs 20,000? You run the money printing machine at home? I tell you, I won't agree." Jacob hurriedly said, "Oh, my wife, don't you want to climb up too? As a standing director, I will have more opportunities to get in touch with antique calligraphy and painting in the future, and there will be more opportunities to pick up the leaks. You are not the skill I missed. Haven't you seen it before? I made hundreds of thousands in one hand." Elaine was very guilty and said, "That's not okay to spend 20,000 on a dinner party. Do you really think that the wind blows at home?" Jacob said angrily, "I spent this money, and I will definitely earn it back in the future. The big deal, can I still borrow yours?" Elaine said contemptuously, "Who doesn't know your level of stinking? Even if you are a standing director, what can you do? I think you are about the same as Charlie a liar." Jacob was immediately anxious. "You Lady Wilson, why do you look down on me so much?" Elaine snorted, "I just look down on you, what's the matter? Tell you, you want money, no." After speaking, she turned around and went back to the room pretending to be angry. Jacob was very depressed. "What the HLL are you doing, stinky girl? Don't give me 20,000? I made a lot of money anyhow." He was about to go to the room to find Elaine for the theory. Charlie hurriedly stopped him and said with a smile, "Dad, since Mom doesn't want to give you money, it's useless for you to chase after her." Jacob said angrily, "But I have already greeted them, and I want to invite them to dinner. I only have 1,000 in my pocket, which is not enough for a treat." As he said, Jacob said again, "Our president said, I have a great chance to be the standing director, and it depends on whether I can perform well." When Charlie heard this, his heart suddenly felt helpless. Father-in-law, who knows no antique calligraphy and painting, is exactly a half-blind among the blind. He has been cheated so many times and lost a lot of money. In the end, he made a fortune by cheating on Irvin Jones. It is said that Irvin Jones now hides from him every day, does not answer his phone calls, does not answer his WeChat, and sees him in Antique Street. Even if he doesn't want the stall, he will run away. People like him are mixed in the Association of Calligraphy and Painting, which is just a way of filling the numbers. However, Charlie naturally wouldn't say such things, so he said to Jacob, "Dad, I still have some private money. Let me transfer 20,000 to your WeChat." When Jacob heard this, he immediately said with excitement, "Oh my good son-in-law. You really helped Dad a great favor." Charlie sighed, transferred 20,000 to him, and said, "Claire is coming back soon. I will cook." Jacob received the money and hurriedly said flatteringly, "Good son-in-law, I'll help you wash rice." While Charlie was busy cooking, Ragnar and Roger, and his son also left the Wilson family and drove to Classic Mansion. Tonight, Ragnar hosted a banquet in Classic Mansion and invited some of the most prestigious people in Orus Hill. On the one hand, he wanted to find clues to the sudden change of his younger son Wu Qi, and on the other hand, to let the Wu family lay a little foundation in Orus Hill. Although the Wu family is the first family in Orus Hill, it does not mean that they have sufficient control over the entire Orus Hill. The Wu family's base camp is in Suzhou, so they have extraordinary control in the Suzhou area, but Orus Hill is the Song family's base camp, so the Wu family's influence in Orus Hill is far worse than the Song family. Originally, the major families in Orus Hill each had their own spheres of influence, and everyone maintained such a tacit understanding and respect for each other, and no one would expand their strength within the sphere of influence of the other side. Ragnar didn't want to go deep in Orus Hill, but the key is now that his eldest son Roger wants to marry Warnya from the Song family. In order to achieve this goal, Roger will stay in Orus Hill for a long time in the future, so he prepared to fight with Orus Hill families first. A greeting can also bring enough convenience to Roger in Orus Hill in the future. Roger has been a bit irritable for the past 2 days, first of all, because the last time Ragnar and Mr. Song mentioned the marriage, Mr. Song directly refused, making Roger feel very shameless. In addition, Roger is even more troubled by Warnya's attitude. In the past few days that he and her father lived in Song's house, Warnya went out early and returned late every day. In the past, he heard from Honor that Warnya used to eat breakfast at home before going out, and then went home early in the evening to accompany her father to dinner. But now, Warnya doesn't even eat breakfast every day and drives away straight out of her room in the morning. In the evening, after she had eaten outside, comes back very late, and goes directly back to the room, basically not giving Roger a chance to meet. This made him depressed.